Rome wasn't built in a day because, like any big city, it starts off with a town and then it grows exponentially because the town attracts people, the people in that town create diversity, from that diversity creates infrastructure, and then from infrastructure then comes all the different extras that people will then contribute to that community, town, Rome, whatever. Okay, just like with any, like with like a virus that reproduces and self-replicates, it starts off with one and then it finds another host and it replicates. And then it's like it compounds over time. It's not something that you don't all of a sudden have a million people come down with the same sickness all at once together. It starts off with one and then it goes and it multiplies and it multiplies and it multiplies and divides too. And so, I mean, that's the same thing too with investing your money in good investments. If it's a good economy, you will see exponential returns. If it's a shitty economy, you'll see negative returns, and you have to look at indicators. And so it's the same thing with this virus that people don't get. They're like, do you know anyone personally that has the coronavirus? Well, if they tested exponentially, then yeah, you would know someone that has the coronavirus. I mean, already they said that 1% of Ohio has the coronavirus. So we have like about 1 million people, and that's 100,000 is 1%, is 100,000. That's a lot of people. That's like one person in every town. And then it multiplies. Okay. So, you know, the way to interrupt the coronavirus programming is to slow it down with a vaccine, or people pass away, or people quarantine themselves and they take it seriously. You know, you're going to have to change your behaviors. I mean, that's the only way that we can slow this down, but people don't want to believe this is going on. They don't want to change their behaviors. They don't want to hunker down and chill out for a minute because yes, there are people that are carriers, super spreaders, and you know, it is what it is. But but it's just very interesting the human condition around this. So I'm not really mad anymore. I think yesterday or the day before I really went off on almost everybody that denied this or downplayed it or diminished it. But now I guess what it is, it was that truth comes in three stages. First, it's like ridiculed, then it's violently opposed, and then the third is it becomes, you know, what is it, accepted as self-evident. So that was my truth that I had to come to terms with. The fact that I have people around me and some people in the world that won't admit that there's anything wrong in the world and they want to keep going with their normal life. And it's not normal, but you know, we're going to have to make changes. But yeah, I was going through that first, you know, I was, I guess, ridiculing people in a way for not taking this seriously. And then I was like kind of going off, like I was violently opposing their lack of awareness. They're diminishing this whole severity. And then now I've come to terms with that. You know what? That's kind of the way it is. I have to accept the fact that not everyone is going to take things that are serious very seriously. And I can't make them. And I realize that. And so, you know, the best thing I can do is just prepare in the best way that I know how. And if they happen to need food, I'll be there for them. If they need food, if they need water, if they need whatever, I'll be there for my friends. But, you know, it really came to a head the other day. And my dog is doing good. She's finally like chilling out. She's becoming acclimated to the environment, but she was definitely reacting to the environment. And, you know, I think her and I have come to terms with the fact of this is kind of the way the world is, and we just have to keep plugging on, pressing on, and do the J juice and just rise above all the BS. Do the best you can, you know, to adapt to this new environment. But I'm even kind of like, just it's hard for me to even believe that this is where we're at in the world and what's going on, and it's happened so quickly. And so yeah, I think I'm a lot more aware and a lot more accepting of the world around me and the space that people are in as far as their own health and as far as this coronavirus stuff. And, you know, now it's just watching everything unfold. And that's what it's really going to come down to is you're going to watch everything unfold and you're not going to say, I told you so, because it's not going to help anything. But you hope that people do finally take you seriously at some point when they see that what you're saying is true, it's coming to fruition. Some people will never ever admit that I may have been right in some areas, but that's okay. I'm not looking to be right. I don't want to be right because let me tell you, to be right about the things that I'm seeing is not exactly a good thing, but it's something that at least it gives me peace of mind to know that I do have a good sixth sense about stuff. And I do recognize indicators, and that's the whole point of Jilly Juice, is to recognize indicators and act upon them. Not stick your head in the sand, not pretend it's not happening, but act upon the indicators. And it's better to have the insurance, better to, like, was it have it and not need it than need it and not have it? I mean, that's kind of like what insurance is. And so, you know, your sixth sense, your way of preparing in your body, mind, and spirit for this new world is like your insurance policy. Yeah, I know, Kate. People around you are not taking it. Yeah, I know. And it's unfortunate, but that's okay because people learn different ways. Some people have to learn the hard way. Some people have to learn the hard way. Some people will learn the easy way. Some people will have to just watch things and just react at the last second. I don't like reacting at the last second. I really don't. And so I want to, I mean, that's the whole point of the Jilly Juice is to be proactive so we don't react at the last second and where it's harder to come out of a hole. Because not everyone, you know, because not everyone is going to be around to save us. That's what it comes down to is when you've relied so heavily on other people to save you from yourself and then they're not around, how have you trained yourself to be proactive? And that's what it comes down to. And so, so I don't mind being that person to be the one to save people at the last minute if it ever comes down to that. But not, I can't save everybody. I mean, I only have so much power, okay? And that's where you guys all have to kind of figure out is you only have so much power with the people around you. And so, you know, I prepared enough to make sure that I have enough, but I haven't overdone it. I'm going to live off, if it ever comes down to it, I'll live off a top ramen and J juice, okay? And maybe a few cans of chicken. But no, I don't have a whole huge stockpile of stuff. Believe me. I can't afford to have a huge stockpile of stuff. So, you know, I would rather just live off the J juice on a little bit of food, and I would rather have my husband eat most of the food if it comes down to that, because he has a lot to feed. So anyways, so I've come to terms with the people around me, and I get it, and I'm over all of the histrionics, but I had to come through, you know, this is a new world we're coming into. This is a new experience. This is a new situation, new scenario. It's like getting an immunity from really bad news, okay? When you learn that your world is not the way it was anymore, it's just like when I learned all the conspiracy stuff. It was like a devastation. It was like a death of an old way, and now here's a new way of thinking. And there's definitely a lot of half-truths with the conspiracy world, but not all of it's true. However, some of it is coming to fruition. And so, you know, I just roll with the punches. And I get it. And you just, you know, you do the best you can. This is not going to be easy, this next new world. It's not going to be easy. But if you're proactive and you just, you know, prepare yourself and prepare your own body, mind, and spirit, and you'll go through that first phase of ridiculing other people for not taking it seriously. You'll go through the second phase of violently opposing, getting really pissed off. And then the third phase is like, you know what? I've accepted it as self-evident. I'm resigned to the fact that there's really nothing I can do to really help people at the cellular level. And part of me really wants to be able to give people what I'm looking and seeing, but you can't give people something that they're not willing to take. So, but doesn't mean I'm not going to try. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do the 100%, the best of my power, even if I destroy relationships. Because I think that, the way I acted the other day wasn't a bad thing, but I mean, it could definitely put people off. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure I offended a few people in my world. But I would rather offend somebody with the truth than lie to their face and placate them. I would rather get them so mad that they actually act in a way that's going to help them. I mean, that's kind of a psychological type of manipulation in a lot of ways. Not that I'm like trying to be manipulative, but I guess, for people to act, they have to get mad. And so anyways, my husband's here, so I'm going to go hang out with him. But you guys, enjoy your day. Just remember, not everyone's going to understand what truly is going on until it hits them squarely in the solar plexus. And when it does, you'll be there to help them out. Because at some point they're going to have to face reality. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. But at some point, you guys they're going to have to face reality, and you'll help them along with it, and you'll understand where they were at, because we were there once too. All right? So, smooches, you guys. You have a good day. Bye. Yeah, you guys too. Stay safe. Bye.